Hello. Today we are going to be talking about the new leadership commander that has came in. Now, he is actually a very good investment, especially if you are a cavalry player. But that being said, there is a new cavalry release, so we have to keep that in consideration, that the cavalry release is definitely still more important than this. That being said, we're going to hop right into it and see how it goes. So, right off the bat, this commander gains a damage absorbing mighty shield for 5 seconds, damage factor 2500. This is huge. This is not a small damage factor, so this is actually really good. In fact, if we go to Charles, I believe it is pretty close to the same damage factor as Charles. Let me find him. Apparently I can't find Charles. 1 second. Yeah, so, oh wow, so it's over twice as much as the damage factor of Charles, guys. This is huge. This is not something to scoff at or anything like that. This is a huge damage absorbing shield. Plus an attack boost of 30%. This is crazy large. And a march speed reduction of 40%. This is insane. So up to 4 nearby allies or friendly troops gain 30% more attack for 5 seconds. And up to 5 nearby enemy troops lose 40% march speed for 3 seconds. This is huge, especially in ball fights. Expect this guy in ball fights. Especially depending upon your kingdom. This is a ball fight masterpiece. Next one. This commander gains 30% health boost and 20% march speed if this commander's troop is on the map. That's huge. On top of that, if its basic attacks have 20% chance to immediately reduce the target troop's rage by 10%, by 10, or not 10, 50. Cooldown 3 seconds. Whenever it causes the enemy troop to lose 100 rage, this commander deals 5% more direct, combo, or smite damage for 5 seconds. This effect can stack up to 4 times, and its duration resets whenever it gains another stack. This is a huge boost. Don't like scoff at this. This is a huge boost to this commander and anybody around him. Next skill. If this command, it gains 10% march unit capacity. This is okay. This is going to be just helpful if you're like a farmer count, filling flags, or anything like that. But it's not going to do too much. This is similar to like an Ethelfled or whatever else. A lot of the leadership commanders have this. I don't love it, but it's okay. Cool. Next, all damage bonus 25%. If this commander contains 2 different troop types, it deals 25% more damage. This is huge. Like, if you are running multiple troop types, this is huge. Now, the issue is that most people aren't going to run multiple troop types. But this does give the ability to run a leadership-only march, which is definitely a possibility. Damage taken reduction is 20%. So if this troop contains only 1 unit type, which is mostly going to be the time, damage taken reduction of 20%. This is huge, guys. Actually, this is really good. Then, and gain 10% rage gain speed. This is a huge boost to this commander. Next, if this commander is in a field troop, which most of the time it's going to be. I don't think this is going to be in the garrison very often. It might be, but we'll see. When launching a basic attack, this commander's troop has a 10% chance to gain a mighty shield to a nearby ally or allied troop with the lowest health, including this commander's troop, for 3 seconds. This shield can absorb a significant amount of damage, damage factor 800, cooldown 5 seconds. That's actually a huge boost to especially your allies around you. And then when a shield granted by this commander is broken, which is going to be often, their troop immediately gains 100 rage and deals 10% more normal damage for 5 seconds. This effect can stack up to 4 times and is duration resets whenever it gains another stack. Holy cow. Like, actually, this is a rage engine. This is protecting your allies. This is a rage engine for your allies. This is better than like a Joan of Arc. If we go over to Joan of Arc, because people use her in Sunset, especially in early game, right? The reason that she's so good is because of this skill. It's just this skill. Up to 5 near, including this commander, get the following: more health, more defense, more attack. This is why. It's not even this. This is okay. This is the reason people use it. It's the 50% rage per second. You're literally telling me that no, it's not every single second, but we're talking about a significant rage boost just in general. 100 rage. Yes, that's 2 seconds of Joan of Arc, and then every, where is it? 5 seconds. Their troops immediately gain 100% rage and deal 10% more normal damage for 5 seconds. That's huge, guys. Like, astronomically huge. That's getting your allies to fire up faster. That's really, really large. Okay, now the expertise. And if you're going to expertise him, I would recommend him eventually. He is a really good commander. But, here we go. When this commander is serving as a primary commander, which he's not going to be doing very often, but it's a possibility, shield effects granted by this commander gain 10% bonus. Holy cow. When a shield granted from this commander skill is broken, which is going to happen relatively often, to be honest, or disappears. Wait, so it runs out of time. Okay. For up to 3 nearby enemy troops, take damage factor 300. Man, this is huge. The reason this is huge is not what people are going to expect. It's not going to be for when the ball is winning or losing. It's going to be when you're retreating. The big thing I can see is it's when it runs out. So if you are running away, you can sacrifice this commander to hit the enemy so that your other guys can retreat. And then this is going to proc on all your marches. So all of a sudden, a couple seconds go by, they go out of combat, boom, it explodes, and all those enemies who are near him get hurt. Like, this helps with trades. This is huge. This really helps allies. Every additional target reduces the damage to each target by 15%. When this commander is serving as a secondary commander, their troop gains 5% defense, which is good. Before the primary commander uses an active skill, the troop gain a 40% bonus to damage dealt for... Y'all, this is a huge clarification. Let me explain. There are a lot of buffing commanders, and we can see through them. There's certain reasons why certain commanders are good and certain commanders aren't. There's a reason why certain commanders have to go primary and certain commanders don't. Let me give you an example. There is a reason. Let's see if I can find a good buffing march. Oh, here we go. Attila. Attila has to go primary. The reason Attila has to go primary is this skill has to go off, all of this has to buff up, and then the second commander does a lot. That's why Achilles, which I don't know if y'all know this, but I definitely recommend it. Achilles is usable, and it's really good still. It gives a tankiness to Achilles, which is awesome. And it buffs him up and gets him stronger. But the reason it's good is this has to go off first and then Attila. This basically says, Uno reverse, it doesn't have to do that. You can use this whenever you want. Why? Because of this little clause. The troop gains 40% bonus to damage dealt for 1 second. Before the primary commander uses an active skill. This is awesome. So, overall, I would definitely recommend this commander if you are a cavalry player and you have extra heads. If you are not a cavalry player, this guy is still good. In fact, I would say that if you are looking, I'm an infantry player, for example, right? And you can see by my marches that I have all this infantry stuff. all these infantry commanders, really, they're strong, but that's how they are, right? Well, he basically buffs all the marches around him. But it's more than just he buffs the marches around him. He makes everyone more tanky. That's huge. A lot of the times commanders are squishy and stuff like that. For example, I would put him behind Arthur. The reason I would put him behind Arthur is very squishy. It's just something what cavalry players don't like to hear, but he's squishy as heck. It's really sad. The reason is there's no defense, right? So he has health, he has attack. That's cool and all, but even his equipment, it's all health, and I built this so he has some defense, but it's really just a bunch of health, and it's really hard to deal with it, right? This commander basically helps with that. He has a 30% health boost. He doesn't have defense, which is still hurts cavalry. So this is still good for cavalry, but because it doesn't have defense, it's not going to be broken for cavalry. But this here, having that much of a damage factor is huge. So yeah, I would recommend this guy. He is amazingly powerful, amazingly strong. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like and subscribe. We do this kind of content all the time and really just have a good time and enjoy the game. But yeah, we're progressing pretty regularly with our accounts, and but for the future, I would definitely recommend this commander. However, he is not a must-have. As much as he is amazing, and I've been pumping him up this entire time, whale players, get this commander. You're going to need it. Not because it's going to buff you, but it's going to help your entire kingdom. Dolphin players, tentative. You want him eventually, you don't need him. That's where I lie right now, and I do not need him. I have my own gold heads, and I'm saving up for my own things. I do not need to invest in this guy yet. Free-to-play players, if you're going to have him, it's fine. If you have gear and you just need another commander, this is fine. I mean, he's in the MGE. If you can get an MGE with him a couple times and you can boost him up there, that's fine. But do not invest in this guy until you have your other marches secure. Get your QSH ready, get your Sun Tzu ready, get your Arthur ready. These three commanders are going to be meta for a while, even if they go into second and third marches when the new releases happen. This commander, he is awesome, and it's awesome that he can go with a bunch of different commanders, but he's also can be outpaced pretty quickly. For example, Hector does something similar. So as much as this commander is very powerful and is definitely stronger than Hector beats him in other areas such as garrisons and stuff like that. This commander I do not see playing a huge role when it comes to garrisons. I see him in the open field, and he changes the course of a ball fight for sure, but he also doesn't trade super well. So for whale players, this would be completely fine because we are not looking to trade perfectly. But for dolphin players who are really still set on trades, and free-to-play players who are just set on trades and nothing else, this is not the best commander investment. So without further ado, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Feel free to like and subscribe. Without further ado, have a wonderful night and a wonderful day. And without further ado, this is Angry Dice Gaming. See you later. Peace out.